Welcome to the Showdown Podcast. This is our Horrorhound wrap-up extravaganza special episode. I am Brad Scott, joined by Corey Miller and Vic Miller. How are you guys?
I'm all right.
I'm doing good.
All right. And, we went to Horrorhound in Indianapolis. It was September 9th through the 11th. I'll never forget the last day. At the Indianapolis Marriott. And we had a good time. We talked to a lot of fun people. So this episode, we're going to review and go back and kind of relive everything.
The experiences of the weekend.
Go back in time.
So, where do we begin?
Well, we can start by saying we did get to interview quite a few people.
Well, actually, I guess we should start by thanking the people at Horrorhound for giving us the access and being very welcoming. We want to say a big thank you to them. Thank the people at the Indianapolis Marriott. They were very, very nice as well. Very, very good convention. There was no
except
incidents.
for the security guards. We
Why?
love the security guards.
Why?
The people, the guys that were doing the parking lot. Those poor guys.
But we did. We had a good time, and we met a lot of very cool people. We met a lot of
Interesting
alumni from the Showdown battles.
Yes.
And from Showdown episodes. So that was very cool. And yeah, we met a lot of very interesting people, interviewed a lot of interesting characters. So definitely big thank you to Horrorhound. Check out the convention next year. I'm sure it'll be around the same time.
Yeah, I don't think they've released the date yet. They probably won't do that till Cincinnati, which I think is in March. I'm not for sure. But we did talk to, speaking of Horrorhound themselves, we did talk to Nathan Hanneman, who is one of the, I guess you could say, promoters. We did get a nice little conversation with him. He was nice enough to take the time to talk to us. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the show?
Oh, we've been doing the show almost 10 years. Just a couple more months will be the 10-year mark. 3-day weekend event in Indianapolis, Indiana. HorrorhoundWeekend.com. Just coolest celebrities you'll ever meet, the best vendors you'll ever see, plus Mass Fest.
So is there any surprises you can tell anybody that, for next year or any of the other shows?
Well, our next one's March 17th through the 19th in Cincinnati, the Sharonville Convention Center. And we did announce we're going to have a full-on Monster Squad reunion.
That's awesome.
And outside of that, we have a few guests from Bates Motel. And something that hasn't been announced.
Oh, here's a scoop.
John Jarrett from Wolf Creek will be making his Horrorhound return.
Nice.
Wolf Creek is coming to TV, the TV series.
Oh, they're doing a TV.
Yeah, it's on Channel Pop. Most people have it. They just don't know they have it. But it airs this October, so everyone can watch the new show and then meet Mick in Cincinnati.
That's awesome.
He we got to talk to him, and he was like, maybe we should do, because I wanted to turn us so we were looking more towards like their booth that they had set up for their merchandise. And he's like, hold on. He pulls out this whole standee thing and like sets the whole thing up to make it all grandiose so he can stand right in front of his Horrorhound signage and everything.
And that was cool. That was cool for us. I mean, hell, that
gave us a backdrop.
Yeah, nice little backdrop. Not only did they have that one, but they had the main one out in the main lobby. It was kind of a lobby.
Fest thing?
Yeah, with the Mask Fest and the background and stuff. So that was kind of cool, which we were able to do a few interviews there as well, too. One of which was with a cosplayer who was going as Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura, which to me, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious. I thought Brad did an awesome job, and especially
he looked the part.
He definitely looked the part, and he was fine until he tried to over-exaggerate it. And I saw in your face that point when you were like, "There it is." As you were interviewing him, I saw exactly when he started doing it.
We appreciate his time.
But yeah, he was good. And then
his twin brother was Ash.
Were they really
Ash.
twins?
Yeah, they were twins.
No shit.
Actual twins.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I took the time to talk to them. They are twins.
Well,
and apparently that's all they do is they go around the conventions and dress up and walk around together. But apparently the Ace Ventura one is the more outgoing one. So
yeah,
you don't say.
No, that interview was great, and
Let's take a look. That was for the
that's for the video that you can see on YouTube, because we are recording this one on video, and we do have a YouTube channel. If you weren't aware, we'll have a lot of the interviews and a lot of the other things going on up on our YouTube channel at some point once we're able to get the time to get them all edited, because there was a lot of stuff.
I was actually pretty impressed with the amount of people. Like, we've gone to a number of other conventions and we've had a hard time getting people to just kind of talk to you. And this convention, they were very open for the most part, especially getting some of the people we got to talk to us. Mm-hmm. They were pretty easy to get to and pretty easy to talk to compared to some of them. They're just like, they've got barbed wire fences and shotguns and dogs around them, so you can't get to them.
Are you referring to the celebrities or the cosplayers?
The celebrities.
The
celebrities.
Because I honestly see a big difference between the cosplayers and the celebrities at Horrorhound than I do at PopCon. I think it's totally different, because like you were saying, they may have barbed wire around them, so to speak. But yeah, like at places like at PopCon or not necessarily Gen Con, or Comic Con even, where they've got their security,
the handlers.
Yeah, they're like, oh no video, no picture. It's like, okay, but at Horrorhound, it's all good. It's like they don't care, and just going up to the handlers and saying, hey, can we, just get 2 minutes?
I didn't even go up to the handlers. I just walked up to the people.
Yeah.
I just walked right up to them. I kind of skipped the handlers on a couple of them.
Yeah, on a couple of them, yeah. But
though Michael Rooker's handler, that lady was like all in my face as soon as I even started looking towards him. She's like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, I know.
Who do you want to talk to? Why do you need to talk to him? I don't know about that.
Yeah, some of the handlers, I think, I get it. They're supposed to be doing their job, but let's, if there's nobody around, just relax.
You never know.
So we did get to meet a lot of very interesting people.
Yeah.
Who do we want to start off with?
Let's start with the first one we talked to. The first we talked to Amanda Beers from Fright Night and Married with Children.
Hey, Showdowners. We are here with Amanda Beers, acting legend. One of my favorite characters as a child was Marcy Darcy. The legendary Married with Children, groundbreaking show. You've been a part of Fright Night, a ton of other things since. So what our listeners really want to know is, if for 365 days you either had to have a popcorn kernel stuck in your tooth, or you had to wear flip-flops 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which would you choose?
Popcorn.
Immediately, just no hesitation.
Popcorn. I love popcorn.
But you love the feeling of a kernel stuck in your tooth?
I can handle it.
You can handle it for a full year.
Yeah, especially
24/7.
if it was good popcorn in the first place.
Oh, if it's kettle corn.
Okay, I'll do that.
Absolutely.
Sugar.
Yes, Marcy Darcy herself.
Yeah.
And she couldn't have been nicer.
No,
she was awesome.
She was very kind. She was, and she was one of the people I was most looking forward to meet, because that was my childhood.
Yeah.
I mean, Married with Children, I grew up with, watching it live each week, and then I even, the reruns still to this day. I mean, that's TBS every morning.
Yeah.
5 a.m.
Exactly.
But yeah, that was very cool, and we were very, very gracious for her time. And
then we also talked to, as we said, Michael Rooker.
I thought we were going to kind of save that one.
No,
You just want to jump into it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it is Michael Rooker.
Correct.
But we are here and honored to be interviewing 61-year-old Michael Booker.
You don't even got the name wrong, bitch.
At Horrorhound Convention.
Can you believe this guy called me Michael Booker?
I said Rooker. It's a tweak in the audio.
Hey, you got it. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
We are honored to be here with you, sir. Star of Cliffhanger. And I have to ask you, all of our fans want to know, if for 1 year, 365 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you either had to have a popcorn kernel stuck in your tooth or wear flip-flops 24/7, what would you choose?
Shut up.
Thank you for joining us, 61-year-old Michael Rooker. Showdowners.
12-year-old. What's your name, Bo?
Oh, yeah, you don't know my name
What's your
either?
name? What's your name?
That's the real embarrassment.
What's your name?
Brad Scott.
12-year-old Brad Scott.
You know, when you did that, when he called you, when he said something, I didn't realize you had said it wrong.
I heard it, and I thought he was really mad. Like, I honestly thought he was mad for a second.
He kind of, like, I don't know, he kind of stepped on my words anyways.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I think it's why I kind of got jumbled. I don't know.
I mean,
it was just bad interviewing.
well, I think you were really thinking about getting that 61-year-old in there. To a little peek behind the curtain, there was talk before we did the interview about how somebody that was in front of
There
us.
were two chicks in front of us, and he asked them how old he was, and because they didn't know. And he's like, "Look it up on IMDb. You should have these answers if you're a real fan." So we did real quick.
and I think that's what was in Brad's head.
Surprisingly, they didn't.
Yeah. And I think you would have you would have gotten a different response had you have been them saying 61-year-old Michael Rooker.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So he's not Michael Booker, which he promptly called me out on.
Oh, and with a bitch at that.
Yeah,
It was so funny. But you know what? I think he was playing along.
He went in hard on that one.
Yeah, but he's got the personality that I think. I mean, he knew the camera was on. He's not going to intentionally be a dick or anything like that. He was playing along right with it.
It was really good. It was a strong one though. He was being strong with it when he came in.
So we also who else did we get to meet?
Then we went. We met D. Wallace.
We don't. We also don't necessarily have to go chronological.
No, we don't have to, but it's easier to remember.
It's just easier to go. It's whoever comes to my mind first is where I'm going.
Yeah,
so.
and Dee Wallace, who you guys know from a recent episode, Cujo.
Yes,
she was
the
kind of
mom.
impressed when we told her that it was that week's episode too.
I think she could. It seemed to me that she was like, "Oh yeah, sure it was." No, really, it was. It just happened to be. We're totally serious. But
Again, another sweetheart.
Yeah.
Very kind. Gave us more time than we probably deserved. Was a very good sport about the jokes, and Corey has a little crush on her.
I never said that.
Oh, I thought you did.
No,
Was
but
that you?
You could see it in your eyes now. It wasn't me.
No.
Yeah, but she was
Spreading rumors.
She seemed very impressed when I pointed out that Stephen King had said that she did the best job of portraying a character from one of his books.
Yeah.
She seemed like flattered,
Yeah.
sincerely flattered that we knew that and brought it up. So she was very awesome.
We do our homework on this show.
Sort of. Some of us.
Come on, man. If we literally hadn't done that episode,
We probably
None of
wouldn't have
us
walked
would have
up to her
known.
either.
Yeah.
we'd have called. I would have called her like
E.T.'s mom.
No, I would have.
He wanted me to remember that.
I'll call her like Sandy.
Sandy.
We're here with
What is
Sandy
she,
Williams.
Sandy Williams.
Here at D. Williams. So I wonder if you do get to talk to a sweetheart like that. I wonder how that would go. Hey there, Showdowners. We're still here at Horrorhound in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we are so excited and honored to be joined by the star of our most recent Survivor Series episode, Cujo, Dee Wallace, who's also been featured in The Howling and E.T. Dee, how are you today?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm giddy because that was one of the first movies when I was a child that actually scared me. And then we just rewatched it. And being a parent,
Yeah. You see it from a whole different perspective when you're a parent.
I'm amazed you didn't kill that kid. I mean,
I'm amazed I didn't kill the dog sooner.
Now, let me ask you this. If you ever hear this, does it give you PTSD?
No.
Just hearing the future of the child that bit your fingers, which was a real thing.
Hearing that makes me think of my good friend Tony Danza and how much I loved him. But you'd have to go really far in my brain synapses to connect that with Cujo.
Now, what was the most difficult part about filming Cujo?
Filming Cujo.
You're the best.
I'm not kidding. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start. Everything was, how do we break down? How far do we break down? How many times do we break down? You know, you're working with a 4-year-old kid and a dog. So when they both worked, they printed it. So you had to be on all the time, 24/7.
It's so weird. This is exactly how I feel every time I do this podcast. I feel like I'm working with a 4-year-old child and a dog. Now,
Wow.
now you're obvious. Yeah, he's the dog. Now, you are you aware that Stephen King actually said that you had the best performance of any character he's ever written?
I am aware of that. Thank you, Stephen. He's very gracious when he talks about my portrayal.
And trust me, he listens to the show and watches our YouTube channel. So
I love you, Stephen.
And who else do we get to talk to?
Go ahead.
We spoke with from that same thing. We spoke with the guys from Pitfire of Hell. So they spoke with us, and we spoke to them, and you cracked them up. So that was actually kind of fun.
We did an interview with the 2 stars of Pitfire of Hell.
Yep.
Corey and Vic.
That's right, the headliners.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're the stars. We're the uncredited stars.
You want to list off ways people can see Pitfire of Hell, Corey? Vic?
You can see them on. You can go to their Facebook page. Pitfire of Hell is the best way to get a hold of them. You can also order the movie through their Pitfire of Hell Facebook page.
And we'll have on the video. You'll see the little link down there at the bottom.
There you go.
Look, he's adding more freaking work for me. You see this crap?
Yep.
When he doesn't have to do it, now he wants all this fancy stuff.
That's right. We just recorded the Child's Play episode, which you'll hear in a few weeks. But they had most of their cast
Special
there.
guest co-host,
Yes.
Harper Henson. My daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, talks Child's Play with us. It's good.
So they had almost the entire cast from this film was there. Mm-hmm. And Brad didn't even realize.
Even Alex Vincent.
Yeah, Alex Vincent was there, who Harper got to meet.
Yep,
And,
a picture with.
Yeah, and I will say this. Alex Vincent, awesome guy. Christine Elise, go fuck yourself. Here's why I'm mad. Okay, so my daughter loves Child's Play and Child's Play 2.
Right.
And so we went up to meet her. We're standing up there. She glances
For a couple of minutes.
For a couple minutes, she glances up and sees us. Then goes back to her phone, finishes whatever she's doing. It's it's awkwardly long.
Yeah,
to the point where she should have probably stopped what she was doing and just addressed us. And then there's the whole thing of, oh, I didn't see you there. Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
literally made eye contact as we walked up. So then my daughter's just saying nice to meet you, and she loves Child's Play and everything.
And she's a little shy too.
So. A little shy, yeah. And she's going nowhere, like just not standing up even, or just kind of sitting there, and that's fine, right? I noticed it said photos free with autographed. An autographed photos are $25. But I was like, well, hey, do you have like a $10 photo only option? And she was like, no, but I mean you can get an autograph. And I was like, oh, well, 25 is just a little more than I have the Spings. We have other people, we have other people wanting to get pictures with. And she's just like, oh, yeah, sorry. Which is fine. Honestly, that's fine. That didn't bother me one bit. I get it. She's there to try to make money. That's fine. If that's how she wants to do it. So here's what bothered me. Later on, I watched this guy go up, wait for the next person in the line, go up, start talking to her. Okay? She comes out from around the table, has her assistant or whatever take a photo with the digital camera. Then they have to do it like 3 times because it's a digital camera and it's slow and the reactions are off. Never once took money from him. He didn't walk away with a photo, nothing. That pissed me off. Really, my 9-year-old daughter can't get a 10. I'm willing to give you $10,
right,
for a photo, and you can't do that. But this douche, which no offense to him, this cunt,
apparently he has the clout.
This cunt decides he's more important than my 9-year-old. So big shout out to Alex Vincent, who I made sure I gave $10 to, and was happy to take 3 photos with my daughter and talk to her for about 5 minutes. Very nice guy. So yeah, that's my. Let's see how it happened. No, we don't.
I wasn't recording that.
We don't have that.
No, and Chris Sarandon was also there. He played the policeman or the police officer in Child's Play. Brad didn't even realize he was there. I just
You
told him
didn't either.
Everybody,
No, I did.
everybody.
Well, then why
for
didn't
that
we
movie was
get?
there.
Then why didn't we go talk to him?
I didn't even realize he was in Child's Play. I knew he was there though.
You didn't realize he was in Child's Play?
No, it had been a while since I'd seen it, and so I had forgotten that he was in it.
Well, who else did we talk to?
I wanted to talk to Pam Grier.
Yes.
First ever denial.
Complete rejection. Just
Yes.
First interview denial in the history of the showdown.
She can't do recordings.
Yeah, which I found out later.
Okay.
But
Somewhat reason, but I'm not even sure.
I saw her doing recordings with other people.
Well, but they could have had deals. I don't know. That's
deals.
one of those things. We can't be mad about that.
No, I'm not mad.
We don't want to be the show
We're not
that's mad
mad.
that somebody turned us down. Because who are we, Vic?
We're the
didn't even
Showdown
have-
Podcast.
We're the
We
award-winning
didn't even
show.
have business cards. Okay, like we can't go in there and expect everyone to just We should just be appreciative of anybody who does give us a few. Look at what we're walking up with. This guy.
For the listeners, he's pointing at me.
We start off in the negative.
Yeah.
So moving on.
No, I was disappointed. Yeah, the Catherine Hicks is the one I was most disappointed.
I really wanted to talk to Pam Grier myself, just because we've featured her in. There's like
At
4
least
movies
Well,
that I've
Was it
done.
2 or 3?
but speaking of the other black celebrity at the convention, we did talk to Tony Todd,
That we did.
who was awesome.
Yeah.
May have been the best interview of the entire weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
was gracious from start to finish. Like the first day we walked up and bugged him, he was happy to talk to us. We came back the next day.
Didn't
he
even have to
remembered.
buy shit.
Right.
Did you guys notice that he remembered from the night before what we did?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because he said you're a
He's
comedian.
like, that's right. I remember you told me you're a comedian, and they're budding filmmakers, and
That I was impressed with.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
damn.
he's black.
I think that may have been the thing that
in which
helped.
is why I was thrown in front of the wolf right off the start.
But
I had to play Captain Ahab, which is
that
okay.
guy was extremely gracious with his time, and he was great in the interview.
Yeah.
His answers were awesome. His stature carries a lot of weight in itself, and it was just a very cool moment that we got to talk.
Hey, Showdowners, welcome back. We're still live here at Horrorhound in Indianapolis, Indiana, Indianapolis' largest horror convention, and it is an honor to be joined by the man, Mr. Candyman himself, Tony Todd. Tony, how are you?
I'm great. I'm here in Naptown, and I'm still awake.
And I really like your shirt.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I collect T-shirts. It's a good thing about being an actor. I get to travel the world. I get to take bits and pieces of the things I like. And if you check this out, I also collect watches, right? That's a Modern Times watch with the late, great Charlie Chaplin. One of my
Really?
inspirations and heroes.
My home comedy club in here in Indianapolis, I'm a comedian, Crackers.
Crackers.
Our logo is Charlie Chaplin.
Nice.
And he is our unofficial
Yeah, I
mascot.
remember you telling me you're a comedian, right?
Absolutely. It's hard to tell.
Budding filmmaker.
Yep.
To all you showrunners people, I'm pointing to all the people it takes to make up things and make it great.
Now, our listeners want to know one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been the Candyman. You made one of the best cameo appearances in history in Final Destination. I remember watching it and being shocked during the movie. If you had to, for 365 days, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, either have a popcorn kernel stuck in your tooth or wear flip-flops, which would you choose?
Well, I think flip-flops are like an item from below the ground. It's an item from hell. One of the most hellish things I ever heard is a mall where you're just the sound of 100 people flip-flopping along, okay? So I guess I would take the kernel of corn in my teeth, but that would be the lesser of the two annoyances.
Absolutely. You're 100% right.
Flop, 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 flop. I heard a woman running in the flip-flops once.
It's awful. And the little middle toe thing,
Oh, man.
who puts that on a shoe?
And like, it makes the toe all crusty and whatnot.
I'd rather have the gout.
I'd rather have the shits. Okay?
Last question. Who wins a
Keep
fight?
it clean, folks.
Who wins a fight between a lion and a grizzly bear?
That's a tough one. Lions are ferocious, but they're single-minded. They're a one-minded thing. If they can't go for the kill, they're not going to die, but they may not run away, but they just may give the bear an opportunity to get wrestly with it. You know what I mean? Grizzlies, I think I would be more afraid of the grizzly bear because they're so big. They're like 600 pounds, man. They got
one hit,
claws.
yeah.
Boom. It's like facing George Foreman before he invented the grill. You know? Boom. But Ali handled it. So
like you said at the end of the conversation, you go, now I can die now, which is exactly how I was feeling the whole point. Because like that was like one of the main things I wanted.
It was
to talk
just so
to him.
much fun, and I didn't
Like,
mean
just
that
in
because,
general.
like, I'm not that person. It's not because I'm a diehard Tony Todd
yeah.
fan. I've seen
But to get a
handful
chance-
of his movies. I did think that his appearance in Final Destination is one of the best cameos ever.
Yeah.
Just because he's the Candyman and
Yeah.
he's like
the
his
surprise
role,
factor in that.
the surprise
alone.
factor,
Well, he's
the
like
role
in
he was
3 of
playing.
them.
So that I did think that's one of the best cameos ever. But it was just how good of an interview he was.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, we could kill our show
It's
right
an
now.
experience. It's an experience.
It's
at
very
that
he's
point.
fun. He's very fun.
Yeah.
And yeah. I mean, yeah, is there anybody else?
There was I wanted to talk to Ted Raimi, but
You kept talking yourself out of it every time
Yeah.
I talk you into going to talk to him. You're like, oh, he's not going to want to talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, just go talk to him.
Who did you guys think was the best non-celebrity interview?
My favorite was the VFX guy that had the zombie on his hip
Oh, yeah,
that made
yeah.
noise when you moved it around. His entire booth, like I went over and checked out his booth when you guys had left, and I went back through the mask hall, and his whole booth is just hilariously fun.
Well, now was that your favorite person or your favorite interview? I'm talking about the actual interview with someone. Who is your
Well, that
favorite?
interview was hilarious.
Okay,
from where we were
the
standing.
zombie guy.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that one, to be honest.
Really?
Well, you had been drinking a bit.
Yeah.
We won't deny this at all.
What was your guys' favorite parts?
I think I just enjoyed. I don't think I had a specific part of it. It's just everything in itself. I think the Tony Todd interview. It was,
No. What was your favorite part of that interview?
Oh, of
the
that
zombie
interview? Oh, the zombie interview. I'm sorry.
The one that we just watched, that we flashed back to.
Yeah.
I think we lost him.
Yeah.
That like when as you were having the conversation after you were interviewing him, he was interacting. He was using the zombie to interact like it wanted to talk, even though it couldn't. It was just like making fucked up noises the whole time. Like it seemed like the zombie was trying to answer the questions. So he was puppeteering it. I guess that the fucking word puppeteering.
Yeah.
He was puppeteering it just so it seemed like it was part of the conversation, and that's what I liked about his interaction.
You know what
with
I
that.
love? You actually watched the interview recently. You have not.
No, I haven't seen it.
You tried to give a vague general answer, and then as soon as Vic said something, you were like, oh, no, yeah, that's what I was talking about. That was my favorite part, too. Saw right through that.
I haven't seen the footage. He's got it all.
Okay, who was your favorite non-celebrity interview?
Non-celebrity. I would probably have to go with the Ace Ventura cosplayer.
Oh, okay. With
With
Tara Reid?
Yeah. Tara Reid.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, if you want to see what we're talking about, go to our YouTube page, The Showdown Podcast. And but the guy walked up being that he was, and here's the thing, I did know his name.
Did
I
you
knew
really?
it was Ash from Evil Dead. Yeah, I saw Evil Dead like less than a year ago.
Okay.
Then, sir, I have to commend you on your quick wit to.
That's why
fuck
to
with
me it was
people.
funnier to call him Tara Reid.
And now he's
It's a
coming
Halloween
after you.
episode.
But yeah, yeah, that was just I thought was funnier. But he has the chainsaw for a hand.
Yeah. He's interviewing, Brad is interviewing the guy dressed up as Ace Ventura, and he doesn't know that Ash comes into the picture and is standing right behind him.
Because he's standing behind me, breathing in my ear. Like I'm recording them, and he's like, and I was like, dude, go behind him. And he's like, what? Who? Me? I'm like, yes, go behind him.
And I was standing far enough away that I didn't know that you had done that. So when I saw him walk in, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be good.
I did not notice him for a while.
Yeah,
No.
he'd been there for a good bit.
Yeah, you were wrapping up, and you happened to glance at me, and I pointed over to your left, and you turned around and were like, oh, hey.
He was right in your face. That's how close he was over my shoulder.
Yeah, because he was like looking behind you and stuff, and you didn't even realize it. And it's hilarious.
You know who my favorite interview was?
What?
What character was she? The lady that hit on me.
Oh, she was Pinhead.
Pinhead, yeah,
Pinhead.
Female Pinhead. She was
a-
funny.
yeah, that was good.
Like she knew how to play along with the show and everything.
And
Yeah.
she also played along with her character.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like she brought the
and I thought
character
one of
into
the best
into the interview.
pictures of me and her looking at that box.
Yeah.
That little Pandora box thing. I thought
Yeah.
that was a cool photo.
Yeah, you were like, I know what that thing does. I'm good without it.
Yeah. She said, "You want to open it?" I think, and then you're like, "Nope, I know what that does."
But I mean that was really good. She's one of the few people in that obviously Ace Ventura did his thing, but she made that it just put enough of into the interview to make it interesting, rather than going overboard.
You talked to Slender Man too.
Oh yeah, but it was a fun time.
Actually, it was an interesting conversation I had when you guys walked away. The guy that did the horror busts.
Yes, that was another good. That was another good one.
He told me I was talking to him, and he goes. I was really glad you guys came over and talked to me. I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, I don't see very many black people at these things.
Who did Corey interview?
That was Nathan,
the Horrorhound guy,
and
then
Timo.
And was it bad?
He did another one too, didn't he?
No.
I don't know. Didn't you do a really bad interview? Who were you really badly interviewing when I walked up?
That was Nathan.
Was that Nathan?
Yeah.
Oh, what you're probably thinking about is he was trying to explain the whole T-shirt situation, and you're like, no, that was horrible. Let me do it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah. Keep an eye out, or like if you're listening, you'll have to go watch this part. We usually do some sort of little fun question or fun thing to make our interviews different and interesting. And this year, I pointed out to Corey that anytime you sell someone nice shirt, even if they know the shirt they're wearing, they will almost always instinctively look down at it real quick.
Yeah.
And so we just started doing that to random people, and only one person didn't. So pretty much every interview starts off with me telling them nice shirt.
He even got Corey on it.
Yeah.
After he knew the whole thing too. Yeah.
However, it didn't get me, so
yeah, it was pretty pathetic because he literally knew what I was doing.
Right.
And I knew. I had to wait 20 minutes. He would not have a fucking clue.
It's like a goldfish.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. I think we just fed you 20 minutes ago. I'm hungry.
And then actually, who was the? I'm trying to find his name here. The professional wrestler was Kevin.
Oh, Kevin Thorne.
Kevin Thorne, super nice guy. We didn't get an interview with him.
Yeah,
we didn't get to talk to him on camera, but we talked to him off camera, and
For
he's
quite
just
a
super
bit,
nice.
too.
Yeah,
Quite a
he's
while.
super nice and very funny.
Yeah,
very naturally funny. Good sense of humor. But he's actually. When are you putting this episode out?
It's probably going to go out Wednesday
of this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can actually meet him this Sunday from 5 to 7:30. At Scotty's Brewhouse, downtown Indianapolis. They are doing a Clash of Champions tailgate party. Are either of you going to Clash of Champions?
Unfortunately not.
I am.
I know.
And I will be at the tailgate party as well. So if you want to stop by and say hello, Kevin Thorne will be there. I will be there. And a lot of other local
Is Brent
people.
going to?
No.
Brent is his other podcast wife.
Mm-hmm.
Other podcast
He has
wife?
plans with his girlfriend for
Okay,
for her birthday, so they will be.
Are you his first podcast wife?
Well, we both are.
Oh, fuck that! You're the
we're
wife.
sister wives.
Oh God, we just live in this house. All of us. Ugh.
No, we'd all have separate houses.
Oh, okay. Well, but in the same cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
But anyways, go meet Kevin Thorne this Sunday, 5 to 7:30 at Scotty's Brewhouse, downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. Before Clash of Champions. I don't know. Do you guys have anything else?
They had the first. I guess it was the first ever beer. Horrorhound beer. It was put out
that's
by
right.
Beverly Lane.
That is the brewery Kevin Thorne.
Was
with.
Yeah, he was there with them. And
so hold on, I have a question about this because last time you said Rhino was with the other one. Do they just randomly?
No,
pick
these are different guys.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying he was Rhino last year. Rhino was with the Tim and Harley, and then they had Kevin Thorne with the beer people.
No, but Kevin Thorne is with that beer company.
Oh, he actually part of that.
He
beer
has
company.
something involved. Like, I don't know if he has stake in it or what.
I don't know if it's that or if they just hired. They got him to.
No, I'm pretty sure he had some other involved. Maybe not.
The guy was having the argument with about being on camera seemed like he was part of the group themselves.
Yeah.
Not,
I don't know
not
if they
the brewer,
invited
but
him or what, but yeah, like Brad said, we talked to him for several minutes, just BSing and talking wrestling and UFC. So that was fun. I mean, it was just real laid back. So that it was pretty cool. I'd never actually watched him wrestle when he was with WWE, so I've never seen him.
I didn't recognize right away either, but.
Oddly enough, I knew the name, didn't know him by sight, but I knew the name, but didn't know him by sight.
Well, here's what's funny. Friday before you got there, we were standing in line for a beer, And I looked back and I go, that dude is freaking huge. I didn't realize it was Kevin Thorne. And I just saw this big dude dressed up in this.
You're just admiring men while you're in the beer line, huh?
That's true. No, but I was like,
he's cheating on you.
I said, if that dude is not a professional wrestler, he needs to be. And it turns out he was.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, was there anything that we've missed or anything you want to add?
I'm just that unfortunately we didn't get to see everything. There were panels we didn't mention. There were panels with casts, like they had the entire, well, not the entire cast, but several members of Candyman, who you will have featured here in October on the show. With Tony Todd, the director was there as well too. He was the one that was sitting next to Tony Todd, and then Ted Raimi was also.
He was looking a little lonely now that I think about it. Every time we looked past him, he was like watching Tony Todd's table full of people and nobody at his. I felt kind of bad for him.
Yeah. And then also they also had movie screenings as well too. Which we didn't get to see any of those. I was wanting to see the Exorcist, the first episode of that, but we were just so busy doing other things we didn't have time.
Yeah, we're so busy we didn't have time to go see a new movie, TV show.
I would say I did meet a new friend that liked us on our Facebook and Twitter, following us now. Her name was Zombie Fly Girl on Twitter, at Zombie Fly Girl on Twitter. So she's now a follower of us, and found out that I had a kindred zombie-loving spirit that watches the same shows that we frequently watch. So she's going to be listening to us from now on as well.
No, right on.
Well, we'll see how many episodes she makes before
we'll
she
see what
just
happens.
before she just reads, like whenever you ask her how she liked the show and she just recites the description from iTunes.
We'll know
that's when you'll know.
Yeah, and I had a great time, and this. Horrorhound, honestly, is one of my favorites to go to, and we just want to, thank everybody at Horrorhound and thank the celebrities and everybody else.
Oh, fucking forgot we have video.
So great.
I'm telling Corey to say thank you. I forget the camera's staring right at me. But yeah, that is our Horrorhound episode.
What song did you pick? Oh.
So Corey thought we were going to go with the Halloween theme, but I thought it wasn't strong enough, so I had to go with a movie that actually was strong enough. So I went with the Stephen King's It theme.
Of course.
Because we all know it's a better movie than Halloween.
Damn it, Corey, the spider. If you had have said something about the damn spider...
Been proven on this
we
podcast.
Wouldn't have to keep dealing with it all the time. This is your fault.
I know.
Completely your fault.
Haunting us, 2 years later?
It has a very good Halloweenish, scary type feel to it, though. I still stand by it's a better horror theme song than the Halloween
Even
one.
though you couldn't get anybody to agree with you that it was better than Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
true.
As a kid, even my own daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have
as
to
we
say,
find
though,
out in a
I
few
really
episodes.
enjoyed Horrorhound, so thank you to Nathan and all the celebrities and fans and vendors at the convention. This is one of my first horror conventions, and I actually really enjoyed it and didn't think I was going to have that much to really be excited about, and I actually came away with a lot of really good feels from that weekend.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So for Corey Miller, Vic Miller, I am Brad Scott. We thank you again for listening to the Showdown, and we'll talk to you next time.